many times have you found yourself a little breathless after a single flight of stairs, struggling with the grocery bags you once carried with ease, or feeling your heart pound rapidly after the smallest exertion? Well, a new survey conducted by Talker Research explores how older adults think about their health, from the small signs and moments brushed off as just aging with a promise to deal with it later, to proactively discussing health concerns with their doctor after the age of 65. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Mark Russo, professor and chief of cardiac surgery at Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. Good morning to you, Dr. Russo. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning to you.
Okay, so we've said this on the show quite a few times, but just a reminder, February is American Heart Month. So can you share some of the findings of this survey, and what did you find most surprising?
So there's a number of surprising findings. First, you have to consider that there's about 12 million Americans who are affected by heart valve disease. But this study, which surveyed 5,000 Americans over the age of 65, so the group of patients who was at higher risk for heart valve disease, it found that only about 50% of patients knew what heart valve failure was. Another interesting finding is that though 90% of these patients recognized the importance um, of screening for various conditions with their doctor, it turned out only about 16% of patients were talking to their doctors about being screened for heart valve disease. And again, this is in a population of patients who are at higher risk. For me, a particularly interesting finding was that for patients who had a family history, so these are patients who are not only even at higher risk than the standard populations standard patients who were surveyed, but presumably had some personal experience with heart valve disease because they had a family member who was affected by it. 40% of that group wasn't talking to their doctor about being screened for heart valve disease, which is really concerning.
Yeah. So who would you say is most at risk of heart valve failure?
So there's three primary groups of risk factors. So first of all, just aging. So heart valve disease is largely a disease of aging, but also typical cardiac risk factors: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, smoking, sedentary lifestyle. Those all increase your risk of having heart valve disease. And then, as I mentioned previously, a family history is also a very important risk factor.
Okay, and we love to look for warning signs, but if we don't know what they are, how do we look for them? So, Dr. Russo, what are some warning signs someone might experience indicating that they need to get checked for heart valve failure?
So the textbook warning signs are people develop fatigue, and then some shortness of breath, usually worsening with exertion. As the disease becomes more advanced, they may feel chest pain, they may pass out, and if it's left untreated, you actually die from heart valve disease. The problem is that some patients even with more advanced forms of heart valve disease may experience no symptoms, or they may experience less severe symptoms and attribute them to other things such as aging or other stressors in life, or they may mask those symptoms by changing their lifestyle. They used to walk up the stairs and now they take the elevator. And so for all those reasons, it can sometimes be difficult to diagnose the condition until it's in its most advanced forms, and then therapy becomes urgent.
So, what does the screening process look like, and when should people get screened?
So it's pretty simple. It starts with just talking to your doctor during your regular physical exam and having your doctor put a stethoscope on your chest and listen for a murmur. So that's usually the first sign of heart valve disease. Particularly, this is particularly true in a population of patients who are aging. So again, if you're over 65, if you have a family history, or if you have significant cardiac risk factors, those all put you at much higher risk for heart valve disease. But really, anyone who has any concerns about heart valve disease should begin talking to their physician, because it's a pretty simple evaluation. Again, just using a stethoscope, and then if there's any findings there, then you can go to more advanced screening tests such as an echocardiogram.
Okay, and finally, what treatment options are available?
So medications can really only help with symptoms. The only way to fix the valves is to either repair or replace it. Traditional heart surgery is a great option for many patients, but say over the last 15 years, we've been able to develop less invasive therapies, catheter-based therapies, where we use wires and catheters. We can access a blood vessel in the leg and go up through the aorta to the heart, and then repair or replace the heart valve without even stopping the heart. The most commonly performed of those procedures is called TAVR. It's to fix a life-threatening condition called aortic stenosis. It can be performed in about an hour, and about 90% of patients go home the following day, many saying they feel better right away.
We love that. Quick results. So where can our viewers go for more information, Dr. Russo?
So there's a great website called screenheartvalvedisease.com. It'll give you information on heart valve disease, and it also has a great screening tool where you can answer some questions. You can print up that form, bring it to your physician, and start that conversation so you can get screened for heart valve disease.
Great. Thank you so much for your time today, Dr. Russo. It was great to speak with you.
Great speaking to you. Thanks so much.